Hi, welcome to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence, and today we're going to take a look at the Four Horsemen Cosmic Legions T.U.5.C.C. Science Officer. Now, I swear the Four Horsemen, they just throw letters at a dartboard, and that's how they come up with names and different things like that. So I'm not even going to try and pronounce it. I don't know the lore of this. I'm not reading into the lore. But I was at PowerCon this weekend. They sell these for about $10 cheaper. They sell all their stuff for about $10 cheaper than what you can get it at retail. So I had to pick some up. Picked up a couple Mythic Legions. Haven't even touched any of these. But I'm very intrigued to take a look at them. So you and I are going to learn together what these are, how they are. And first off, we're going to say, different than Mythic Legions, they're in this big, giant box. And just because of that, it takes up more space, but not that big of a deal. We're going to see how they open up, how they look. So, there's the front of it. There's what the figure is going to look like. Now, he has that head. He also does come with that somewhat looking head there. You can see the stuff a little bit better. He does have a helmet down there. And then the side, it has a little bio about them. And on the back, you have your cross-cell and your Cosmic Legions. So, again, like I said, this is all new to me. This is going to be new to you. None of this is bought and paid for. Well, it's bought and paid for by me. So, there'll be no biased review here. This is an honest opinion of what I'm going to think of these. Like I said, I bought two of them. And this is supposed to be an army builder. So, I picked it for 30 bucks. They're normally 40. So, anyway, let's get into this. Let's take a look at it. See if it's worth the money that Mythic Legion sells their, Four Horsemen sell their stuff for. Honestly, I have three Mythic Legion figures. I think they're wonderful figures. We'll talk about the downside of them. We'll talk about what's really good about them. So anyway, before we take a look at this, if you like the content I'm giving you, take a second, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that bell notification so you're notified anytime I drop a Four Horsemen video. Now let's take a look at this. All right, so we can open this up. This video may run a little bit longer, just so you can see what I see. Again, I've never opened up one of these. These are brand new, so a little bit of tape here. We're gonna slide this thing open. And then we have our tray. So we got some sort of little things down here. We got the big helmet, got the figure. Looks like it has two straps to hold it in. And on the side, you're gonna have three different guns, two different hands, I'm assuming here. One, I would assume, be a trigger finger. What looks like a skull of some sort, and then his opposing head, or his alternate head. I don't know why I said opposing. So, first we're gonna do is take these out. And we're going to snip this thing off. Let's see. Alright, so it comes off really easy. Now there's a little bit of tape here, so if you do care about keeping boxes here, take your little razor. Just follow where the tape is. Oh, you know what? It's not all around it. Alright. So we're just going to get this off here. Looks like up here, there's a little slot. It slides up into it, so that's what she said. Now, normally, again, I don't feel the need to show everyone, but if you're just jumping into this, you may be wondering, like, hey, how do I get that thing out? What do I need to do? Well, you are learning along with me. With the second one that I got, I probably won't do this, as it's just painstaking to watch somebody do this. So, while you're sitting there, make sure you hit that like button, that subscribe button, all the good things that we always ask you to do. Just hitting the like, you have no idea how much that helps the algorithm. Lets YouTube know, hey, you know what, we're interested in this. We like what this guy is doing. And we all forget to hit that like button at times. So, look at this, we're almost done. So, also, feel free to leave some comments. If you don't like that I'm doing this, you think that it's a good idea, and I'm showing you exactly what you're getting. Again, next video I won't do this because, well, I don't really like watching people do it, let alone do it myself. Now, I'm not sure what these things are, but we can imagine they're gonna be they're gonna go rolling along in a second. So, all right, get this out of the way. Now we can start looking at the figure, right? All right, so let's get this out of the way. Thank you guys for bearing through all that. Again, that's how they come. That's how you got to get it out. That's what she said. All right, so I'm gonna push these things to the side because I'm not sure exactly what they are. And let's quickly take a look at the alternate head. It has these really weird eyes to the side. I would say that the plastic is done in this purplish color with the paint to the eyes here. And just looking at it, I think it looks really nice. Again, what you are paying for when it comes to Mythic Legions, and I know this is Cosmic Legions, what you're paying for is the wonderful sculpt and the wonderful paint. So now this figure here, being an army builder, there's not much to him. He's pretty much just a couple colors. So that's going to be the helmet that's going to go around him. And you got these two alternate trigger fingers. He comes with two of the same guns. Now they're just silver. I have a feeling in the future, as this line progresses, we're going to say, wow, they didn't put any paint apps on it or anything. Looking at these, they look kind of like some of those older 90 G.I. Joe guns that didn't fit. Again, nice little detail to it. There's nothing to it. You can clearly, if you wanted to, change them out with maybe a Valorverse pack. As you know, I have a whole bunch of those weapons. And then we have a skull here. And by the looks of it, it clearly is not just a human skull, some sort of humanoid. And I am wondering how this goes together. Clearly it's meant to go on something, in my personal opinion. And then you have these little, they're not vials, I don't think. Maybe they are. We have to do a little bit of research after we do the review of this and I stop this. I'll look into it, see if I can figure out exactly what it is. So now let's take a look at this figure. I have a feeling it's not going to take too long to get through, as the articulation is not huge when it comes to Mythic Legion. So right out of the box, his head can move back and forth. Look at that. I just thought, one of the reasons why I bought this is I love the translucent plastic piece up top here. I just think it looks super sharp. It kind of has, like, I don't know if that's an eye. Then you have another piece here. Now, the figures that I got, they're the same mold. This is different. The belt, I believe, is different, and the head is different. So everything is the exact same color. There's no change in the color. So he's just all one color scheme. All right, so move the arm up and down here. And again, if I feel a need to warm them up, I will let you know and stop and warm it up. So T-pose is only going to go up to about here. They do not have double joints. They're clearly pinless, but no double joints. So you're only going to get about a 90-degree elbow bend right there. You have a forearm swivel, I guess, and then you also have your wrist pivot here, and they also go in and out per se. All right. Really good Jean-Claude Van Damme. No drop down hips, which I am perfectly fine with. As you can see, the belt here, it's pliable, so it moves up. It didn't break, like let's say a Super 7 figure. About a 90-degree bend here. Again, no double joints, but they are also pinless. It's the same on both. At the knee, it's going to twist. No thigh cut. Oh, you know what? I take that back. So there's a thigh cut. It's hidden really well. And then you have your ankle rocker. And I guess he's kind of set up kind of like a centaur. I believe it's a centaur that I'm thinking. So let's take a look at the sculpt on this thing. So he has this belt, a little gray right here. Again, they are definitely saving money with the paint apps by not having any. But I'm okay with that because I know what I'm getting here. Detail in the packs are really nice. It looks like, even though it's some sort of suit, it's some sort of jetpack here is what I'm assuming that it is. Here you have, I bet that's where the vials go. All right, so those go in there. I was told a few things. Let's pop all these in here. I was told a few things when it came to the Mythic Legions that I did not know, so I'm just going to give it a little bit of flair. When I hear flair, all I think about is tchotchkes from Office Space. All right, so go back to what we were taught. What I was just showing you. The leg has some really nice detail to it. Again, you can clearly see how his leg is supposed to be. Again, I believe it's a centaur that I'm thinking, where it kind of goes back and then goes forward. So it is a humanoid figure, but again, it's not a human. So it looks really nice. I'm wondering the type of shots that we can get with him. Now they do have some pretty big feet, as you can see. I kind of got him just posing. This thing's not flat down. They do have pegs right on the bottom, which also could be used as some sort of jets. So that looks really nice. Again, detail all around on these figures. So let's try and pop the head off here. And put the, well, actually, you know what? Let's put the helmet on. And how the helmet goes on. So the helmet just goes on here. I wonder if I'm missing something. You know, I'm a little lost. So if this is how that is, I wonder how his head actually is supposed to be inside of it. There must be some sort of story to this. So head popped off, nice and easy. That clearly does not go on like that. Let's go on like that. That makes more sense. So it goes on opposite way that I thought that it did. Again, before anyone calls me out that I should be doing this and I should already know what I'm doing, this is how I like to do my reviews. This is what people have really tuned in to understand or watch, so they can kind of get an idea of exactly what they're going to be getting. Again, I won't do this with the next one. So once you put the helmet back on here, or however this is supposed to be, it looks extremely nice. So now let's pop the alternate head on. So now he has this weird looking head. I guess looking at the picture right here, I can see exactly what it is. Oh, so this means, look at that. I'm learning, Four Horsemen people. Look at that. So he's obviously communicating or looking for something right there. So that looks pretty sweet. I can't lie. I like that. What a neat looking idea. But I'm not sure the reason why. So they have the holes all through here. Yeah, I'm very interested now to look at the lore of this. So anyway, let's pop this off. Let's throw this on before we lose it. And now, let's throw on some trigger hands. So how easy does this come off? So easy. Some hands are very difficult to make it rough to get the hands off. Sometimes even harder to get back on. These go on nice and easy. Now, one of the issues I can already tell is that this piece right here is going to prevent it from moving outward. So you're pretty much going to be able to, you know what, this is a trigger hand, or a trigger hand, so it moves up and down. But with this one here, which goes in, it can only go in so far, or go out so far. Alright, so we put the big gun on him. Doesn't really look like the finger is going to go inside the trigger guard. This will take this right off. Actually, it will. You just kind of got to straighten it out. Alright, so he's actually, because the finger is really long, he's going to hold the weapon pretty nicely. So, but one of the issues is, when it comes to Mythic Legions, compared to like a Classify or an Action Force figure, is since they don't have double joints, you're not going to really be able to get them in really great shooting poses. A lot of people have already said like that's one of the downfalls, where when it comes to, let's say, Mythic Legions, they're using swords and stuff, so you can kind of get away with it. So, and their hands are extremely loose. So we're going to be doing shots with it. That's one thing. Not sure if I can pry this. So we can pry it open here. So just like I say about everything else, kind of hold it like that. It actually doesn't look that bad. I mean, it's actually a fairly good shooting pose for something that doesn't have double articulation in the elbows, doesn't have butterfly joints, and a few other things that kind of prevent that from being there. That's me just rambling on and kind of losing my train of thought. Again, if you haven't watched Monday Night Toy Ramblings, you need to. You'll understand what I'm doing right now, which is just the rambling part of this video. All right, so there's that. Let's throw one of these on, and we'll just throw it on this hand here. So, fits in really nice. I like the way the finger kind of wraps around, because he's not a human, he's humanoid. So it kind of wraps around. So we kind of pop. Maybe we're not going to pop that one out. All right. There we go. So with the pistol, you can obviously make it look a little bit more realistic. Now, when it comes to trigger hands, they're supposed to escalate. They're supposed to move up and down like that. So that's the difference. Especially when it comes to rifles. A lot of people have already said, you know, G.I. Joe Classified, it's like they're all left-handed, because that was what they did with the left hand on the original, leaving the right to be a hand that moved back and forth in this direction. So, all right, there you go. That is the first. This is a science officer. It comes with the two pistols, which are the same, I believe. Yep, two pistols. Okay, hold on. So I'm noticing, I think it's ammunition for it. So it plugs in there. This one here, they're opposite. So you can hold it like that. Or you can plug it into the rifle. I'm not gonna lie, I'm definitely confused, but they're really interesting looking weapons. So, and being a science officer, maybe it's not, it's gotta be a gun of some sort. All right, well, that's it. Like, I don't know what else to say. You've seen the figure. Let's look at this thing. I didn't look at the head. That thing looks absolutely menacing. It looks scary. The only thing that I'm not understanding is maybe these are supposed to be two different figures. That's why they're army builders. Because obviously, if that's his head in there, I don't know how you get what that looks like. So I could be completely wrong, but Wouldn't be the first time. I mean, it looks like it's shaped like it. I don't know. Someone in the comments tell me what it is. But anyway, let's wrap this up because you've seen me fumble with this figure long enough. Alright, so my final thoughts on this Cosmic Legion Science Officer is, I think it's pretty cool. But I'm not sure if I have a real need for these. Especially because they have such limited articulation. Now, maybe I should have gone with an army builder. Maybe I need to pick up one that has more paint apps to it. This guy is clearly one color. I do like the translucent and the eye or whatever it is. I do like the plugs. Unfortunately, while trying to move them around, I flung one in my room and now I have to figure out where it landed. I heard it bounce around. I do think the guns look nice. As you can see, I didn't realize they actually can plug into the side using that method of theirs, however they want to. I guess looking at the back, you can plug them directly into the back. So there's obviously other things that you can do with this, but I have to look a little bit more into it. But it's a nice figure. They're solid. Everything that the Four Horsemen seems to do is really nice. But is this a line that I want to get into that I'm not so sure of? But I do like this guy with his little skull communicator guy. So that's my final thoughts on it. Alright, so there you have it. That's the wrap up of my Cosmic Legions figure. If you're interested in them, you can pick them up. Again, Four Horsemen, I do believe, sells them. There's a lot of retailers, online retailers where you can get it. This thing retails for $40, I do believe. The regular figures are about $50. So I'm going to get out of here. Before I do take off, you know the deal. Take a second. If you're on Facebook, jump on there, Punks with Toys. Because once you join, you're a punk with toys. And the social media is Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, a punk with toys. If you haven't followed me yet, go over and do so really quick. It doesn't take very long. And then last but not least, hit that subscribe button, hit that like, and hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop a Four Horsemen video. So I'm going to get out of here, but you stayed this long. You clearly like the content, so don't go anywhere. Right up here, I'm going to drop a Four Horsemen video, a Mythic Legion video that you probably haven't seen, or maybe you have. And here's the playlist of all the Mythic Legions. And that was Roman going, I'm done. Take care, guys.